Mr. President, 1 out of every 10 federal judgeships is now standing vacant in our country. Americans can no longer rely on fair and speedy trials. The courts where Social Security cases are heard, appeals are heard, discrimination suits are tried, I went through the whole list, they simply don't have enough judges to handle the cases brought before the federal court. In these courts, our federal judges are being forced to limit their time on the cases they have. And we don't want these federal courts to be like traffic court judges. They're different responsibilities. We want people to say, what are you trying to do, make a federal case out of this? We want that to mean something. And families and businesses typically wait for years before their civil cases are heard. Now there are some problems that Congress can't solve. But this isn't one of those problems. I repeat, this is not one of those problems. The Senate could act tomorrow to put highly qualified judges on the federal bench, judges who are supported by both Democrats and Republicans. The Senate could act tomorrow to ease the backlog of cases, lighten the load of overworked judges, and shorten the time it takes to see justice done in our great country. The Senate could act tomorrow to confirm 22 judges currently ready to serve but awaiting Senate action. These are 22 qualified consensus nominees. The overwhelming majority of them received unanimous support from the Judiciary Committee. They have the support of Republican senators from their home states. 11 of these nominees would fill vacancies designated as judicial emergencies. We're filing, Mr. President, I will soon announce cloture on all these to stop the filibuster being conducted on these good men and women who want to serve. We're going to file on 17. 11 of these people that we're trying to get confirmed, Mr. President, are nominees from judicial emergency states. Yet Republicans have refused to allow us even vote, won't even allow us to vote on these qualified judicial nominees. Republicans have prevented the Senate from doing its constitutional duty, and that's what it is. The House doesn't have to deal with this because our Constitution says that that's our obligation to confirm or reject the nominations the President sends to us. We should have up or down votes on these. The kind of qualified consensus nominees that in years past would have been confirmed in days or weeks now languish for months and months with no action. There are judges in this list go back to November of last year. Not because we couldn't have done it. These could be confirmed in a matter of minutes. The vote should be routine. They shouldn't be a fight that delays action on important jobs measures. Creating jobs is the Senate's #1 priority. Republican obstructionism is the only thing standing in the way of moving forward with additional work to get our economy back on track. Unfortunately, Republicans have forced our hand. What else can we do? The endless obstructionism has created a judicial emergency in this country time and time again. At the end of last year, Senate Republicans refused to allow votes on even one of the 14 judicial nominees awaiting confirmation last year, breaking with the Senate's long-standing tradition of clearing the calendar of consensus nominees at the end of a session. Each of these nominees was well qualified and had bipartisan support. President Obama's judicial nominations have waited an average of 5 times longer to be confirmed than those of President Bush. Look at this, Mr. President. President Clinton. These are days. These are days. President Clinton's were confirmed in a matter of about 5 or 6 days. President Bush's 21 or 22 days. Obama's are still skyrocketing. It's really, Mr. President, unfair. It is really unfair. It's not only unfair to the system, which I've described, but it's unfair to these nominees. They're all well qualified. They've received near unanimous support. They're all lawyers having to hold their practice back, waiting to see what's going to happen here. These are lifetime appointments. That's what the Founding Fathers established. The long waits have nothing to do with the qualifications of these nominations. As I've indicated, after waiting months for the Senate to act on these judges, they're often confirmed unanimously, almost unanimously. What does that say? It says that the wait is dilatory. It's delay for delay's sake. As we know here, my friend, the Republican leader, said his #1 goal in this Congress is to defeat President Obama. And this is part of it. President Thomas Jefferson said, and I quote, "When one undertakes to administer justice, it must be with an even hand, and by rule, what is done for one must be done for everyone in equal degree." End of quote. Well, when we have judicial emergencies all over this country affecting 160 million people, what President Jefferson said doesn't work. President Jefferson's principle is true in America's court system as it is any place in America. And it should be true in the Senate. One qualified consensus judicial nominee ought to be treated like another, regardless of political party and regardless of who's president, quite frankly. Where their court's already in crisis, Republicans couldn't have chosen a worse time to play politics with the confirmation process. So today, I regret that I have to file closure on a package of 17 district court judges.